How can a business implement Porter's generic strategies? It's very simple, so I'm going to keep this as simple as possible. But Porter says a business basically has to know what it is and what it wants to be, what a customer is going to get from you. That you want a clear message with that. And he says you should really focus on being good at only one of the strategies. What do we mean? Well, you should either be a lower cost strategy business or a differentiation strategy business. Be very clear with that so customers know exactly what they're going to get from you. And basically what he says, don't try and be both at the same time. Don't try and be a little bit of lower cost, a little bit of differentiation. And what he says is that means you are stuck in the middle. Okay, like in between the two strategies, and you got a muddled product offering, and customers don't know what you stand for and what the business offers. So in the real world, there's some businesses that we might be familiar with that we can look at and say, I'm not sure what they are. Maya, I'm going to talk about in a second. You might go, I'm not really. Maya's a posh department store. It's actually debatable. We'll have a look at that. Target is a good example of a business very successful in America, going terribly in Australia. Just closed a lot of them and converted them to Kmart's because it's lower cheap like prices and products. Yet you go in there and they're posh as to look at. Like it's very well set up. There's not a heap of stock up out there like a Kmart. It doesn't know what it wants to be. What about in supermarkets, Coles and Woolworths? Now they're dominant, so we're not saying this is a bad thing like they're doing badly, but I'm going to argue that I'm going to use Coles as an example, is a little bit stuck in the middle. And in airlines, poor old Virgin Australia, it's had a tough time since it came to the market about 20 years ago. Is it a low-cost airline or is it a posh, fancy, differentiated airline? Very hard to tell. So let's have a look at a couple of examples. Let's start with Myer. So on the one hand, you've got your marketing, your product range, and store layout are very differentiated. So we've got exclusive brands that, fancy fashion brands you can only get at Myer. You get good customer service when you're in there. They associate themselves with fashion parades, and Jennifer Hawkins is their main sort of fashion brand ambassador. And look at the stores. Look how beautiful that is. It's nice and clean. When you go in there, it smells nice. There's helpful people to serve you. So that sends a clear message of differentiation. Yet, on the other hand, look at their marketing. They're always having sales, Myer. So mid-season sale up to 50% off. But here, this is at a particular store in Frankston. Actual specific, pretty posh brands, some of those, are on discounted on sale. That's not good. That sort of clashes with this thing up here. And you look at this store here and you go, that's a nice looking storefront, but look at the big signs. You walk in there and the first thing you see as you do are these sale signs stuck in the middle. Even this is like, you look at that and you go, that's beautiful. I'd walk in that shop. That is very beautiful to look at. Yet if you look closely, look, there's sale signs everywhere, and there's also one on the big pylon in the middle here. Stuck in the middle. Let's have a look at a supermarket, Coles. We could say on the one hand, the marketing, the product range, and again, the store layout is differentiated. You look at all the fresh produce. Coles are very set out well now. They're very clean. There's like a lot of space between everything for a supermarket. Associate themselves with quality product with Curtis Stone and other celebrity chefs. Make recipes with quality ingredients. And even in the aisles, like there's just now the aisles devoted to Asian food or health food, stuff like that. Like supermarkets didn't used to do that, so that's differentiated. However, on the other hand, again, their marketing is all down. If you saw the down ads, if you haven't, go to YouTube, type Coles down. It's a cheap gimmicky ad with these big red hands and so on. Just emphasizes how prices are cheap. You could even argue the color in the logo. It's a red logo. Red is usually used in marketing to indicate urgency or cheapness, something on sale. So yeah, they've kind of countered that though with this Coles Local. So what does that mean? It means in the lower strategy approach, we've got Coles, and in the differentiated end of the market, we've now got Coles Local. And basically, if you haven't been to one, get into one. They're going to be opening up everywhere soon. But Hawthorn and Camberwell, they're around there. But we know Coles, it's a big supermarket with the right product range. There's 15 types of crackers, 8 types of noodles, and a million types of pasta sauce. Just so many. That's what we're used to. Coles Local is very different. They're much smaller, probably a third of the size of the regular Coles supermarket. There's usually maybe not 15 crackers, only 2 types, and they're posh crackers. And only a couple of types of fancy noodles, like, or organic vegan noodles, and only a couple of types of pasta sauce, and really good ones. There's even coffee and gelato bars. You can go in and make your own coffee. Oh, you can get some gelato. Like that's very different to every other supermarket. And believe it or not, there's cauliflower and broccoli chips. So that is a differentiated product. It's very healthy, aimed at sort of local produce and gourmet food. And then we keep our lower cost supermarket down here with our, giant stores and lots of product choice and lower prices. And there you got a business who might be stuck in the middle, but has sort of differentiated itself with another offering as well.